Howdy, YouTube. I don't know if I can be heard. Yes, it's okay. We're recording. This is your friendly neighborhood Gilbert S. with the Unnamed Game Co. I am continuing on where we left off, and we're doing this SRD thing. I was thinking to myself, why am I making such a complicated game? I should just make a corruption SRD. Just be like, oh, you want to make our game like corruption? Run an SRD like this. Or we can do an IRI SRD. Or we can do a number of other options. Unfortunately, I want to do this SRD because I am a little nutty. But yeah, it seems like we could do a lot of SRDs for what we're doing. So maybe that'll be a thing we'll do as we discuss this SRD. Yeah, this is episode, I think we are at number 16. I hope you enjoyed the Will interview last week. I think starting the next set of recordings after these four that I'm, after these, the next, after maybe in April, I might start recording with my face. So you can see this wonderful, beautiful face of mine. It's hard to take me seriously, isn't it? Jeez. Okay. Anyways, so what we left off on was the sense of like, it's interesting because this is gonna be like I'm recording these like 4 episodes in advance or whatever it is, and you're gonna be like listening to the first one going, he's already jumped ahead and he's already at a different part in the SRD. So this is so I have to mark this as part 1. And then if you want to know what happens is you wait till part 2, which will be released on the 15th. So this would be released on the 3rd, the 15th. So the document is yes, I'm recording from the past here. This document was originally created for the release on the 8th, and now we're releasing on the 15th. So that's pretty cool. So, if you're following along and you want to follow along on this, you can take a look at the document below. It is open and shareable to all peoples who want to follow along with me. Change to anyone with the link. Anyone with the link can be a viewer. Whoopity-whoopity-whoopity-doo. Anyways, so what we're discussing in this SRD is the very notion that you'll have maybe 3 attribute points. So 3 attributes, and then and I think we should prescribe to the way of doing it where you could do it like weird and wise and wizard. I don't know. Something in that vein, so then you could have in wizard. So I imagine what we'd want to do is you could do 3 different stats. So 3 different stats of varying ability. Okay, so when we try to break down the concept of what we do in scenes, there is the ability to, one stat has the ability to affect others. One has the ability to affect the surroundings, area of control, the ability to affect your party. So there's concentric circles. There's the people that you're trying to affect, you're trying to help your own people, which is support style. There is the level of let's try to affect other people, which is like attack style. And then there is the fact of controlling the environment around you, which is considered like control style. So if those are the 3 conceptual things, so those are the 3 conceptual options, then what we'd want to do is we want to imagine that we'd create stats that can do those things. So in this instance of weird, wise, and wizard, you do weird. Weird is the stat that affects the environment. Affects the environment, surroundings, or the environment. Weird affects the environment. Wise affects other players, and wizard affects the NPCs. So wise affects players, wizard affects NPCs, and weird affects the environment. So what you're trying to do is disrupt or change the environment. So if we were to say do it this way, what we're trying to do is do 3 things. Each one of them has things you could do, because what we don't want to do is no to attribute, no to true attribute, which gives you finite jurisdictions of movement, of choice. What we want to try to avoid is finite jurisdictions of choice, because a physical action, if you say we're going to do this as a physical action, then all you're able to do with the physical action is you're able to do the physical action. It is an so trying to give it a finite definition, we don't want to do that in this SRD. We want to look at the impact of what the decision can do. We want to look at what the action can do, not necessarily what the action is. So we're looking more for result-driven. So result-driven action orientation, action choices. So the reason that we're going to be doing it as the 3 basic abilities of what I can do to my actions can do something that can affect others, my actions can affect the environment, or my actions can affect other players, because that's concentric circles that are our central tenets of what we're doing in the game. Okay, so an example of affecting the environment could be as simple as climbing a tree, or jumping a wall, or breaking down a door. It could also be everything from like teleport. Teleport. I'll be affecting other people. Change the background to the ocean or something. Like everything is now suddenly we're in an ocean. And as much as that would be like, oh, maybe that affects other players or other people, the notion is you've changed the environment. So you're affecting the environment. If you create rain, if you make a flood happen, that is affecting environment. And those are the things you want to be able to do. You want to look at, when we're trying to design a game like this, we want to be looking at the ability, what the ability can accomplish, not necessarily what the finite jurisdiction of choice. So we are not looking for strength. No on strength, no strength, no dexterity, no wisdom. That's not what we're looking for. And I imagine so what I imagine is that you may have attributes, and we might have like physical, mental, social, whatever it is. We may have that, but that is to determine dice pools. So how many dice you're going to roll in a given scene, and each of the actions or the varying abilities has a more oriented label. So example, and that might just, or may not. It could just be that. So yeah, that. So I mean, I don't know if necessarily want to do the physical, mental, social thing. So it's a question mark. This is just gonna go question mark. I'm sitting here thinking about this as I'm like writing, and my mind is sort of working my way through things. But yes, so the reason we don't want to define a direction of choice is because if your option is I would like to slash somebody, well, that is the choice of action, and that will be using a physical attribute. But the result of it is you cause harm to somebody that's not your character. And the reason why this is important is because you could, the result of it could be put to more possibilities. The result could be put to more possibilities. The result can be put to more possibilities than the actual action can. If I swing a sword, all I can do is either hit them and cause damage or not and cause damage. But if the action result is cause damage, cause physical damage, now that can be a sword can do it, that can be a gun can do it, an arrow can do it, but it is causing physical damage. And so you could, in essence, have that be a choice. So under the others, cause physical damage. Under environment, interact with obstacles, overcome obstacles. People, allies, or players, we can put things like support, aid, defend, or protect from harm. Aid, help, give ally support. And the reason that those are things that are important is that you can put multiple possibilities to the result, not necessarily just the action. So if I wanted to do just the action, that's very open-ended, but the result is what we're trying to aim for. So we're going to that's how we're going to build this sort of thing. Okay, so let's just assume that we're going to be looking at allies, at others, and environment. So that's what we're going to do. So that's the basics of the SRD. To help others, and to determine the dice pool is you'll have an orientation of say 10 dice, so you'll have maybe up to 10 stat points for each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can have up to 10, or maybe 5. Say 5, and 5 for others, and 5 for environment. So the maximum starting pool. So you're gonna roll each of these areas in the characters plus a attributes. So attributes plus the dice levels. So what is the attributes good for? Well, the attributes will say you are more physically oriented, and if what you want to do in this in the upcoming scene is to protect your allies, then maybe you're going to throw your physical stats, more on allies. So you're going to be so you'll create a dice pool So physical would have up to 5 dice, I would say. And mental would have up to 5 dice, I would say. And social would have 5 dice, I would say. And then you'd have a dice pool, and among that dice pool, you'd roll the dice pool, and then you would distribute these dice to possible results-driven actions, results-oriented possibilities. All right. So what we have so far is, so let's just try to imagine how we're going to do this. So we're going to do others, okay? And we're going to assume a character has physical 3 and mental 2 and social 4. Okay, so in their others one, they also have a starting dice pool. Maybe it would be better to have no. They also are really good at affecting other people. So turn someone hostile into a friend. Turn someone friendly bring someone friendly closer to you. Owe someone a favor. And these could be broken down according to social, physical, and mental attributes. So teach someone could be mental. Teach someone something. Physical could be defend someone from harm. Okay, so you're gonna roll your 4 dice, and then you get to decide where you want to put things down. So decide where. So you'll roll your 4 dice plus your, and then you'll roll each of your social. So you place the. So you'll roll your physical, which would be 3 dice at first, and so maybe you're going to defend someone from harm. You're going to put 2 dice there, and you're going to also attack somebody, a hostile enemy. And you're going to put 1 dice there. Now, it doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to be attacked by that person, but it is something to be aware of, that we're always on the ready when we're coming into this next scene. The mental thing is you're going to investigate, interrogate, ask someone questions about through investigative. Maybe you're also going to so I'm just gonna say you're gonna put 1 on teach someone something and ask someone questions and investigate. And then your final one is for social. You're going to turn someone hostile into a friend. You're going to have 3 of those because you're going into a very social situation. And then you're going to owe someone a favor. So that's what's going to end up happening, is that you're going to gain a favor by gain favor, owe a favor. Gain a favor, give a favor, owe a favor. So you're going to put 1 there, and then you're going to roll your final 4 dice. You're going to roll your others, which is 4 dice, and then you're going to place those down in places that you like. So I think more on favors, 1 more on physical attacks so that we're ready. You have 2 dice to put down, so you're going to put another one defend, and then you're going to do turn someone hostile. And then you're going to bring someone friendly closer to you, which is nice to have in case you run into one of your friends. So those are the dice pools that we're going to be looking at. And how we define those dice pools, we'll talk about that potentially at the next discussion. But I think that's where we are going to leave off on this 315 event, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did recording it. But yeah, check out the document below. Hit like and subscribe if you want to, keep following us, and we appreciate you and love you because we do. Again, this is Gilbert signing off. See you all another time.